Hello, fellow comic book lovers, collectors, and aficionados. Vin Crew here with it. It's BICH. It's a back issue comic haul. Just taking a quick little break here from my trade and sale videos. I still have another 11 long boxes to go through, and I will repost those next week. Just want to get caught up here, take a break, get all these other emails and first transactions done, and the response has just been overwhelming. I thank everyone who has traded or purchased books from me, and those that the stuff didn't come to fruition. No hard feelings, I hope, and none on my end. And Tom Ryan and Steve Foolkiller, I have not forgotten about you guys. I'm just so buried trying to just close these few deals here. Your books are pulled. Nobody's taking your books. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do here is, and not only that, I've been battling a cold. You'll probably hear it in my voice, so I apologize for that too. But want to go through some books I've picked up, some trades I've completed, that sort of thing here. So a lot of books to get through. Let's see what we can do here. These first few books are all going to be trades. This first few books came from Mike, KKN Comics, and just a great guy. Our second trade, so just fantastic stuff. I love how Michael is always keeping his eye open for me, and the conversations we've had I've really valued. And congratulations on your Walking Dead 19 first Michonne. So, all right. This is some of the Tron variants. This is Avengers Academy number 7, Quicksilver. This is Secret Avengers 7 with Moon Knight. And the new Avengers 7 with Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, not sure where she is at this point. So I'm looking for 4 more Tron variants, if anybody has them. I need the Hulk one with the Ghost Rider, Thor, Iron Man, and Amazing Spider-Man. If anybody has any of those 4 Tron variants they'd like to trade or sell, hit me up. Definitely interested. All right. These next couple books came from my friend up in Canada, Michael Jocko. He and I had spoke, it was almost a year ago. Well, no, not that long ago, but it affects what happened about a year ago, the Fan Expo from last year. And he had mentioned he came across a couple more of these because I had shown some interest in them when he was there last year. And he asked if I'd be interested in it, and I said yes. And so he sent me this beautiful J. Scott Campbell variant to Amazing Spider-Man 1.4 Volume 3, I believe. So absolutely gorgeous. I'm not the biggest J. Scott Campbell guy, but this cover really is quite beautiful in my opinion. So, and not only did he send me the color, he sent me the sketch. So thank you, Michael. I want to get you some books in return for this. Once my for sale and trade stuff and this con that I've got, maybe we can speak and get things done. So thank you. This is Matt Murdoch, or Dan. Doesn't do videos, or at least he hasn't for the longest time. And he bought a ton of books from me. I hope you're happy with them, Dan. And in the cash, he also sent a couple of books, which was this one right here, The Flash Rebirth number 1. I am so far, I think this is the 4th rebook books I own, 3rd and 4th. And way behind. I'm so confused on Rebirth. I believe this is first appearance of Godspeed. Could be wrong, but I believe that's the first appearance of Godspeed. All right, and then this book right here, Batman number 1. I know there's a Batman Rebirth, a Batman, it just confuses me. But the reason I wanted this is it's got these 2 characters on the cover. And it seems like with Batman, more so than maybe with some of the other ongoing series, is that they'll put these characters in, and then they'll not do anything with them for the longest time, and then they'll come back and really put some emphasis on it. Not saying that's going to happen with these guys, but just cool to have, and I like the cover. So thank you very much, Dan. I really appreciate that. All right, Matthew, I cannot remember his YouTube channel. I don't even know if he has a YouTube channel, but I'll figure it out and put it in the comments below. But we did a trade and sale, and from him I received Walking Dead 107 and 137, as well as the variant cover swipe of Detective 52 and the Teen Titan Go variant to Detective 42. So thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. And then this last group of books is from You know him as PGH Comic Expert. And I'm just going to do something here real quick. Sorry. There's a couple books I want towards the end there, and they were in the beginning here. So, all right. And then, and I know him as Brian. Great guy. Hope to do another trade with you soon, Brian. But he helped me out with some Spawn books. Here's Spawn 259, 260, and 261, the sketch variants. This is Outcast 19, which is the San Diego Comic-Con movie or TV cover. Beautiful. Deadpool 6. This shows you how far behind I am on the current stuff. First appearance of Deadpool 2099. All right. Stray Toasters, Bill Sienkiewicz, #1. I just wanted to read this. There's something about this book. I've heard some things, and so interested in it. All right. And then this one brings me back to my childhood. Loved Danny Bonaducci, had a big crush on Lori. This is the Partridge Family #1. And so from Carlton Comics, so pretty cool. Soulfire #1. Got to do some research, but I think this is a variant or something different with this book, because there's another one that doesn't have this up there. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that, but very cool nonetheless. Michael Turner stuff. Love my Michael Turner. I'm working on my Miracle Man, Volume 1 from Eclipse, which was the Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman stuff. He had some issues. Here's #5, #9, #17, which is when Gaiman took over, 18, 19, and 22. So very getting closer. I think I need 8 issues to finish that run. And I think he's got another one. So if anybody has any of those you want to get rid of, let me know. These 2 next books were the books that really caught my attention. This book here, Gen 13 #1. It's not done by J. Scott Campbell, this cover, but it is J. Scott Campbell creation, Gen 13 is. When this came out, there was 13 or 14 covers, and of which 3 of them really, they were all super popular back then. You couldn't touch these books for under $100. I think still on eBay. This is a $50 book. I don't know. But there were 3 of them that really stuck out to me. This one, which is the Janet Jackson Rolling Stones cover swipe, as well as the Brady Bunch one and the Victoria's Secret one. So when he mentioned he had this book, I said, definitely, let's make that work. And then this book here, Spawn did a bunch of cover swipes for a chunk of issues in the mid 200 or low, like 220s up to whenever. And very popular, and they had sketch variants of these. And these sketch variants are extremely sought after, very collectible. And when he mentioned he had this one, this is the first sketch I have of any of the cover swipes. So this is to 224. And actually, I love this cover. It's one of my favorite covers of all time. This is his homage to Dark Knight issue 2. So thank you very much. Appreciate that, Brian. Akira #5, a series I'm working on. So if anybody has any Akira books, let me know. And this book here, oh my gosh, Ronin book 6. Super hard for me to find this book. I've only seen it one time, and they had it bundled in with the other 5 issues, and they wanted $20. I was actually really tempted to buy all 5, even though this was the only one I needed. But when Brian mentioned he had this, I said, absolutely, let's get that one in the stack. So now I now have the full series of this. I threw in a couple of Epic magazines. This is issue number 10, I believe, and issue 2. So thank you so very much, Brian. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone else, Mike, Matthew, Dan. I think that was everybody. And I really appreciate these trades. Very happy. I hope you guys are happy with your book. So, all right. So moving on. Now these are some books I picked up recently. All right. Keeping with the magazine theme here. Picked up this one. I first was made aware of this. I was very fortunate and privileged to be able to partake in one of Jean Paul Ace Peters' off-air hangouts. And comic fan, and a couple other people that are escaping me, please forgive me, were partaking in this. And we ended up talking about this particular book. This is the Haunt of Horror number 12. This is actually a beautiful cover, but it's tied for the second appearance of Lilith, daughter of Dracula. Just a gorgeous cover, and it's always just seared in my mind. And when I came across it, I paid $3 for this book, so I'm very, very happy about that. So thank you, Jean Paul Ace Peter, for putting that in my attention. Speaking of books that have been ingrained in my mind for a while, I'm not the biggest horror magazine collector, but there's a couple that really speak out to me. This one here, I've only seen, I think it was Dead Clone, was maybe Comic Hoarder 410, and of course probably Captain Strangelove have these, but this is Creepy number 1 from 1964, I believe it is. First appearance of Uncle Creepy. Just a cool cover, beautiful cover. So very happy to have this in my collection. Paid $25, I think, for that book. So Heavy Metal number 1. Just picked this up recently. This is from 1977. This is Very Fine Plus. They quote it as Very Fine, but he says it's probably a Very Fine Plus. From 1977, very happy to have this. Not the biggest heavy metal collector, but a number 1 of this book that ran forever, and was a big influence in the 70s. So I think this is a Corbin book too, I think. I'm probably wrong on that, but anyway, so very happy. What I pay for this, 35 or 40 bucks, so fair. I could have got it for a little cheaper, but I'm happy with it. And then this one here, there's a theme that's going to be in this video here of the books I can't believe I don't have in my collection already. This being one of those. Marvel Preview Presents number 2. This is the origin of the Punisher. I think it's his 5th appearance overall. And very, very happy. Once the news on this has always been a sought after book, but once the news broke on Punisher on Netflix and Daredevil and whatnot, this book went through the roof. Wasn't going to pay that kind of money, just was patient, and I found it for $25, so I'm very, very happy about that. So these next few books here, these will be peppered back into my books for trade or sale, but these are books I found recently in the last few days. These are all doubles. So here's another Spawn cover swipe. This is to the Hulk Annual number 1. Beautiful Swamp Thing cover to number 46 with Batman, Hawkman. This is part of the Crisis, Phantom Stranger. The American flag, the U.S. homage thing. This is number 44. This one, oh my gosh, Marvel Spotlight number 32, First Spider-Woman. So if anybody needs the first appearance of Spider-Woman, this is for sale or trade. And then lastly, Amazing Spider-Man 400. This is the direct edition. Stupidly hard to find this book. If you look on eBay, it's usually a $25 to $50 book. I obviously wouldn't charge that much for it, but just extremely happy to have found that book. Those are all available for trade and or sale. All right, let's get crack-a-lack in here. All right. I'm not going to bore you with everything that I picked up, but just some stuff that I thought was kind of cool. All right. Adventure Comics, early Supergirl, early Legion of Superhero stuff, issue 410 and 418. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly here, see what I can get through. Amazing Spider-Man, the 1 in 20 Alex Ross variant. Very cool to have that. This is another one that I can't believe is not in my collection until now. But this, I've just love this cover. It's almost a classic cover. Is the Josh Whedon Astonishing X-Men number 1 variant. So I'm very happy about that. Batman and Robin number 1 out of the New 52. I had the second print, but now I have the first print. Can't remember which one it is, but it's either 5 or 7 of Batman Incorporated out of the New 52. That is the first appearance of Batwing. If you're a Batwing fan, that would probably be on your radar. And I know that the other book has significance too, so happy to have that. There's another book, can't believe wasn't in my collection until now. Batman Family 6. This is the first appearance of Joker's daughter, Dula Dent. Batman Cacophony number 3, absolutely gorgeous. Sienkiewicz cover. If this is like Heath Ledger Joker thing, so just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Beavis and Butthead number 10. You may be saying, Michael, why are you showing me Beavis and Butthead number 10? This is a $1 book all day long, but I was made privy to this by some people on Google Plus. But this has a last page here is a little daydream that Beavis and Butthead have in their demented way of a cat fight between Silver Sable and Black Cat. So pretty cool stuff. Birds of Prey number 1, another book I can't believe. This is not the ongoing series. This is the mini series. So, all right, Buck Rogers. I just saw this in Comic Quarter 410's, one of his recent videos. So it just kind of jogged my memory. It was $3, so I ended up picking it up. This is Buck Rogers in the 21st Century from Gold Key. Upgraded my Captain Marvel 18. This is where Carol Danvers receives her powers via the explosion. So my other copy is on the trade block if anybody's interested. Chamber of Darkness, another one that should have been in my collection by now. I can't believe. This is Chamber of Darkness number 4. This is the prototype to Conan the Barbarian. So if you're a big Conan fan, you might want to add this to the collection. Another book, this is Coyote 13. The significance is this is the first cover work to Todd McFarlane. So if you're a Todd McFarlane fan, this is his cover right there. Part of the cover. A couple more DC Millennium comics, excuse me. There were 62 of these, I believe, total, not including the chromiums and whatnot. I'm down to needing 6 of them, I believe. I'm getting pretty close. So, and these are a couple, I'm not going to show you the other ones, but a couple that I can command some money on eBay or wherever else. Sensation Comics 1 and Wonder Woman number 1. So, all right. Dead Letters number 1. This was hot for a minute and died back down, got it for $1. Demon number 3. So just working on my Demon run. Anybody has some Demon, let me know. Another book that I can't believe was not in my collection until now. Enormous number 1, first print. This book is one of those books that just went super crazy for a while there because there was some speculation on a movie or TV. And unlike a lot of these other books, this book has not died down that much. It's still a $25, $30, $40, sometimes $50 book. So very hard to get a hold of this book. Very happy to have it. Enormous number 1. Eternals number 5 and number 13. Working on my Eternals run. Flash number 108, first appearance of Salvatore, who's going to be one of the bads in the upcoming Flash season 3. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 3, the variant. There was a bunch of these. They did them for all the books in the Spider-Man. There was the Spider Armor. Peter Porker was on one of the covers. This is Cosmic Spidey. This finishes, I believe, all of those variants for me, so very happy about that. Ghosted number 1, another book that was hot for a minute there. I don't know if it's doing anything anymore. I got it per buck. Green Lantern number 12 and number 15 out of the volume 2. So now I have everything from issue 11 on, and I need 7 issues to finish this complete volume. So very happy about that. If anybody has some very early Green Lanterns they want to get rid of, let me know. Here's one of those few Rebirth books that I did buy. This is the absolutely beautiful, in my opinion, Art Germ cover to Harley Quinn. You know, I passed on Michael Turner, could have bought that one, could have bought the Del Otto. This is the book that spoke to me. I know this isn't the one that goes for the most money, but to my opinion, this was the best one. All right, speaking of another gorgeous cover, this is the Phantom variant to Hawkeye number 1. Saya, I believe, Sira, I can't pronounce her name, but gorgeous, gorgeous cover. This one is just a awesome book, Hellboy Jr. If you can find this book, it's not that easy to find, but I don't know what it goes for on eBay. I should probably check it out, but just a hard book to find. Hellboy Jr. 13. Or Hellboy Jr. It's just very cool. So, all right, Hulk number 5, the Christmas variant. There's another one with the Green Hulk that I'm looking for if anybody has that. I Am Iron Man 1 and 2, very early Agent Coulson appearances. This is another one that I can't believe is not in my collection until now. This is Man-Thing #1 out of the original series. There was another series that came out after this that was a red cover. That is not the same thing as this one. And it's also the second appearance of Howard the Duck. So very happy about that. Okay, moving along here. Marvel Tales. Once again, I've spoke about this a few times. If you can find those, these are all reprints, but if you can find those books that reprint the iconic issues of Spider-Man, the more sought after ones, they do command some money on eBay. Here is the reprint of 129 and 122. They wanted $15 for the pair of them. I got it down to $10, so a little less than $10, so I'm happy about that. All right, Masters of the Universe #1, the holofoil variant. There's a couple of Masters of the Universe variants out there that are really commanding some huge money. So if you can maybe put some of those on your radar, do some research, it might be worth it for you if you're a flipper or whatever. All right, Midnight Suns, or Midnight Nation. I think it's Midnight Suns is the other one. A couple of Michael J. Straczynski stuff has been optioned and was kind of popular there for a minute. This is the DF version, the Dynamic Forces version of it. So Moon Knight #21, the Ape version, just kind of a cool looking cover. This book here, disregard this. This was a sticker that was on the bag. I couldn't get it off, but this is New Gods #3. This is the first appearance of the Black Racer, who people were thinking was going to be the bad guy in the Flash series, but it turned out to be Savitar. So this is still a book that should be in your collection. Ray #1. This is the first appearance of Ray. He is going to be, this is going to be a animated series on the CW, but they're not using this exact version. They're using that version that appears in this book right here, Mastermen out of Multiversity. I think the only difference is his sexuality. I think he's gay in this book, and then he is heterosexual in that book. I don't see what the difference is. Who cares what your sexuality is? All right, Century #1. This book here, there is a ever-growing camp of people that are believing that the Sentry, believe it or not, is going to appear in the MCU, possibly in the Avengers Infinity War. With that being said, these books are garnering some attention very, very quietly. This one here is what they refer to as the white cover. Obviously, the one that you want at this point is the San Diego Comic-Con version, but this book is really getting close to commanding that kind of money. There's one out there that's $100 they're asking for it, and it's going for probably around $25 to $30 it's sold. So, all right. Lois Lane's 23. This is the first appearance of, is it Lorna Luthor, Lex Luthor's sister, who is going to play a major role in the Supergirl series. So very cool about that. Tales to Astonish #55, just an old Tales to Astonish. Always working on that series. Here's another one that I can't believe isn't in my collection until now. Tales to Astonish 60. There's a little bit of marbling going on up here that I would like to upgrade eventually. But what's significant in this book can go for some decent money. This is the first time the Hulk appears in issue 59 of this series, but this is the first time he actually splits the headline with them. So very, very cool to have that book. All right. I know issue 37 is the first cameo, and I own the entire run of Teen Titans. But that's the first full appearance of Miss Martian, who's going to also appear in Supergirl, issue #39. This is another book that I can't believe is not in my collection until now. The Strain #1 first print. This book was crazy for the longest time. I paid $10, was real patient with it. I love this series. Season 3 has been really good so far, so I'm really happy to have that. Slapstick #1. Slapstick, I believe, is appearing in the Mercs for Money or something like that, Mercs for Hire or whatever. This is his first appearance as Slapstick #1. Strange Tales, another book this book I had already purchased, but the mail delivered it to the wrong address and I never did receive it. This is the first appearance of Kalu, who's going to be the big bad, one of the bads in the Doctor Strange movie, and it also has the Beatles swipe here, so happy to have that. This is issue number 130. I've shown this book before, but this is the first appearance of Mon-El, Superboy number 89, who is also appearing in Supergirl. Big Legion of Superheroes fan, so happy to see that coming. Super Friends number 2, working on that series. Picked up a bunch of them, but 2 is probably the best one. This is another one. Oh, wait, no. I already talked about that one, didn't I? Sorry. All right, getting close, guys. All right, Superman 169. This is a early Bizarro appearance. Thief of Thieves number 1. Oh my God, I had finally. This is a book that I was wanting in my collection for so long, and I finally broke down and I bought this, my very first graded book. It's a 9.6 of that book. And I paid $50 because normally these raw books will go. The cheapest I found them is $35. It's normally around $40 to $60 for a raw book of this. So to get graded 9.6 for $50, I was very happy about that. So now I was able to find a raw copy. So now what I'm going to do is I don't need two. I'm going to sell one of these, trade or sell. If you want to buy it, all I want is my money back, so it's $50 to show you a 9.4 sold on eBay within the last week for about $80 plus shipping, and a 9.8 sold for about $180, so plus shipping. So $50 for a 9.6 is very fair. You could actually flip it and make money on it if you want. And then for the raw book, I want $30 for it. So, all right. So Thief of Thieves number 1 and number 2 I found, so very happy about that. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. Tick number 2. Reason I'm showing this is that this is probably one of those hard books to find in near mint, almost impossible to find in really high grade. This is a near mint minus. I paid $18 for it. That was a very fair price. So if you can find Tick number 2, I would suggest picking it up. Transformers number 1, New Generation 2. At one time, this was a $20, $30 book. Now it's down to about a $10 book. All right. Uncanny X-Force 18, second print. This is where Psylocke becomes a horseman. All right. I know Weapon X just showed his. He would purchased a second one. I have now found my X-Men 11 Pressman variant. So now I have all 4 Pressmans. There's 11. There's Uncanny X-Men 297. This, they believe, is only 500 that exist. 307 and 303, the 4 Pressmans that are out there. So very, very happy to have all 4 of those Pressmans. Stupidly hard to find those, especially in the wild. All right, some Hasbro variants. X-Men 33, Uncanny X-Men 27, and my Incredible Hulk. So now I have pretty much all of them I want. There's 2 I'm missing, the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Star-Lord one. I'm not sweating those. If I find them cheap, I'll pick them up. But all right, Unleashed Zero. This is the first appearance of the female Van Helsing, who is going to be in the sci-fi series. All right, Vision number 1, first appearance of Vision, bought that for $3. Wild Dog number 1, who's going to show up in this season of Arrow. I love these X-Men Evolutions. This is Wolverine number 9. If anybody has any of these and they want to get rid of them, let me know. Wolverine Weapon X number 1, the variant. X23 number 1. This is a double if anybody's interested in this one also. I didn't realize that. And a couple other X23s. I know Weapon X just showed this one. Beautiful cover to number 3 and number 4. And the last book I'm going to show is the 1 in 25 variant to X-Force number 1. So, sorry this is such a long-winded video. This is Vin Crew. Look for my sale and trade videos to start up next week. Thank you so much. Signing off.